Okay, hey everyone, Coach Walter here coming to you with episode 5 of Finding Your Game. Finding Your Game is a podcast that interviews various guests who can share their journey, and then hopefully those that are watching will help you in your golf journey. I'm really excited to welcome Simon Kwon to this week's show. Simon is currently a senior with the preseason ranked number 12 BYU Cougars. Earlier this week, Simon and his BYU teammates placed 4th at the Wohali, hosted by the University of Utah. Simon played really well this past Monday and Tuesday, shooting 68, 74, 65 to finish 5th individually. Last season, with their team win at the NCAA Reno Regional Championship, Simon and his teammates qualified for the 2025 NCAA Championship, where they finished an impressive 13th place. In addition to that season, Simon's junior year highlights include 2 runner-up finishes at the Arizona NIT with rounds of 68, 68, 67, and University of San Diego's Lamkin Invitational, where he shot 68, 70, 66. Also, Simon has quite the match play prowess. At the 2024 Big 12 Fall Conference Championship, Simon went 4-1 to help his team win that fall championship. In addition, I looked up, Simon won the 2023 Utah State Amateur, winning 6 matches, and then was runner-up last summer, having won 4 matches. So anyone that's watching and you're going to face Simon in match play, good luck. Good luck. Lastly, I just want to add that Simon's doing well in the classroom. He's majoring in finance at BYU. And so, Simon, thank you very much for taking the time to join the show. I know you're pretty tired from earlier this week, so I really appreciate it. I'll just get us started with the normal. Tell the audience about yourself. Where are you from? How old were you started? When did you get serious about golf? And what's one memorable moment for you?
I mean, I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah, so like 45 minutes north of Provo, BYU. And I started playing golf when I was about 2 years old. And I mean, I kind of just played when I was growing up until I was about like 9, 10 years old. So I started playing tournaments about 9. And then I started getting more and more serious about it when I was probably 11, 12. And then I kind of just haven't looked back since, kind of been playing competitive golf and just getting a little bit better every year. And a lot of memorable moments, but
yeah, I know this is a tough one for
that's a tough
guests.
one. I mean,
yeah,
I think making that Thursday round this last year was pretty memorable for me because at BYU we have to play our Sunday round on that Thursday and we play as one-somes, and it's definitely a different experience. It's probably the most nervous I've ever been. Like I was on the range hitting numbers I've never even seen just because of how like amped up I was, because how nervous it was. BYU has having a past of not doing well at all. So for us to put a score that was what we should do was pretty big for us, and I think pretty big for our program.
And this was at the NCAA Championship at La Costa?
Yes, this last spring.
So just for the audience, BYU and its religious beliefs prevent you and your player or your team from playing on Sundays. So you guys played your 3rd round of the NCAA Championship?
Yeah, we played our 3rd round on Thursday after the practice rounds of like the other teams.
Oh, okay. Does that mean you get an earlier practice round? Do you play on Wednesday?
Yeah, we play on Wednesday. We either played on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember that one for a fact because I think the women's team had their final, so I don't remember which one it was, but we had to play either a couple days before or the day before that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that just shows how locked in Simon is. You know, he doesn't even know what day his practice round is.
Yeah.
So he's just locked in.
Yeah.
So how did the 3rd round, did you say you played as a 5-some or?
No, so we play as one-somes. So it's a really different experience because
oh wow,
you're just going out one after one after one. You really have to watch your pace because you hit a bad chip, you're still up. So you kind of have to honestly, I'll hit a chip, and if it wasn't exact, or I hit a shot, I kind of will step back and kind of just zone out, think about something else, and then go back to it because it was kind of a weird one. I mean, they had a team with Patrick Fishburne, who's on tour, Peter Quest, who had some tour success, and Rhett Rasmussen, who was an All-American, and they took like shot like 30 over on that Sunday or that Thursday round, and I think other than that they would have been leading the tournament. So it's like they've never had a lot of success in that round.
Wow. What'd you shoot that round?
I think I shot 2 over, and
Nice.
I think we ended up shooting even 1 over, maybe 1 over. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Man, did that bring any momentum moving into the first round then?
Yeah, I mean, we came out thinking, okay, now that we got this round, because we'll play qualifying where we play as one sums just to get ready for it. And this entire season, we've been like, all right, we got to get this Thursday round. We got to figure this out. And this year, I feel like this last year, we changed the way we thought about it. We thought of it as a positive thing instead of being scared about it. And I think creating that fear around it kind of makes things impossible. Because if you think a certain way, then you're going to actually believe that it's that way. Like if you think you're a bad golfer, you're going to believe you're actually going to become a bad golfer. If you think you're a good golfer, you're going to end up developing a mindset where you're a good golfer.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I think I'm a good podcaster. I think I'm a good podcaster.
Exactly.
Thanks, Simon. Moving on to the next question. You've really improved your game a lot. You've in the time I've known you since high school, you've progressively gotten better and better and better. And that's a lot of it is your work ethic. But how do you believe you've improved as a player the last few years?
I mean, it's started with just little things. Like in high school, I didn't really work out. So my sophomore year at Cal, I started really getting into working out and started getting into fitness. And then I developed a lot more speed. And then I realized, like, okay, I'm not taking the mental side of the game the right way. I was never really thought about it in high school or even my first year in college. So I started doing meditation. I started trying to eat healthier. I just started doing little things, maybe not even necessarily with golf, but that helps golf, essentially, if that makes sense. So like working out to help golf, doing mindfulness or meditation to help golf, because there's a lot more than just hitting a golf ball. I think everyone's starting to realize that. I mean, I think all the top golfers, even in college or in PJ Tour, they work out a lot. Like you see guys like Bryson, they kind of changed the game a lot in the last couple of years. I mean, it kind of just starts with that. And then finding times to be really efficient, because in college golf, you have to deal with school. And then like right now we got like whatever projects or case studies coming up, and you have to find times to practice. And if you only got 3 hours or 2 hours, you got to be 100% invested in those 2 hours. Like maybe you go for an hour and then take a 5-minute break, and then the next 50 minutes you go really aggressive for the next hour. It's just about using what time you have most efficiently.
Yeah. Simon, it's really interesting that you brought up doing the things outside of just hitting golf balls or practicing chips or putts to help you get better, because it's all intertwined. You know, working out leads to greater ball speed, and working on your game mentally can help calm you down for maybe like things you mentioned earlier about, believing you're a good golfer or not believing you're a good golfer. So I really appreciate you bringing that up. You're the first guy that's kind of, I think a lot of the audience kind of assumes that, but kind of hear it from you, from the horse's mouth, on how beneficial it can be doing things outside of just pounding golf balls or playing 9 holes or 18 holes. So that's awesome. Thank you. Actually, any advice for those that are playing match play? Like what's the secret sauce?
The secret sauce of match play? I mean, it's weird. Match play kind of brings out a different intensity for me, because it's like it's a lot different than, I mean, you've seen it as coaching for all those years, but like it's just different. Like you're playing against this one other person, and then like you're giving it all. But I think for me is what ends up happening is you're so focused on your next shot, you're not focused about your score or anything. You're just so in the present that you kind of just like, you hit a bad shot, you're like, all right, whatever, I need to hit this next shot good, or I can get this up and down. You're not worried about, man, like I just made a couple bogeys in the last 2, because it doesn't matter. You're down 2. You're like, all right, I need to hit this next shot good. So it's like, we've been working on with a mental coach this last year, and his whole thing was like, for me, it was like, you need to bring that match play mentality every time you play. And that you got to stay present, and if you stay present, then that leads to your best golf.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, has that match play mentality spilled over into stroke play? Because, a lot of people talk about like, we got to stay in the present, or you can't worry about the past or the future, but this upcoming shot is the most important shot.
Yeah, I mean, this last tournament in Utah, I think that was my best at being present in a long time because I mean, the very first round I made a triple. I was like 3 under, made a triple with like 7 holes left, and then I birdied the next hole, par,
Yeah.
birdie. So I ended up shooting. Oh no, I was 4 under going to the end, made a triple. So I ended up shooting 3 under, and then this last round, every time I made a bogey, I birdied the next hole. So I bogeyed
Oh,
hole 12, and then I birdied 13, and then I bogeyed hole 16, and then I birdied 17. So for me, it
wow.
was just like a really good bounce back stat for me. So it was just able to stay present. Every time I made a bogey, I responded in a positive way.
Wow, that's awesome, Simon. Those that are listening, write that down. Write that. So, I guess, Simon, now that you've really shared a lot, and how much you've grown, if you could go back in time to your younger 15-year-old self, and you've learned a lot in the last, I don't know, 6 years, but is there anything you'd go back in time to tell your younger 15-year-old self? Any advice?
It might be like a little corny, but like the biggest thing I've learned is to embrace failure. I think
Oh,
enjoying failure and learning from failure is the most important thing. Because I mean,
why is that? Why is that, Simon?
because that's when you truly learn. Like
Hmm.
I remember my freshman year at the Lamkin, I almost took dead last, and then next year I came out and took 11th. I started learning. I like every time you kind of fail or get to your lowest point in golf or life, you kind of start understanding like, okay,
Hmm.
that's what I did wrong. That's how I can get better. I mean, that's what my dad has tried to been telling me my entire life. And it's just like, as soon as you fail, what can you learn from that failure? Because failure is kind of inevitable in a way. Like everyone's going to face it. If you don't face failure, you're not going to grow. You're not going to become a better person. You're not going to become a better golfer or better anything, honestly. You fail an exam, you're like, okay, you don't dwell on the negativity of failing that exam. You understand, like, okay, I just failed that exam. What can I do next time to prepare better for this next exam?
So going along that, like, how long do you think it would take for you to resonate with that? Like telling 15-year-old Simon,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, like how long has it? Would you? I mean, you can say that now because
yeah,
you've experienced a lot, but it. How long do you think it would take for you to kind of resonate with someone like that?
yeah. I mean, I remember hearing Kobe say that. I mean, I was probably 18 when I heard him say that, and I was like, okay, I mean, that kind of makes sense, but failure sucks. He's talking about it in this like positive way, and it's just like it's so hard to hear like, okay, failure is what you need to do in order to become successful. And I think if you heard yourself say that, you start thinking about it a little differently. Or even when you hear guys like Kobe or LeBron or Michael Jordan talk about failure, you're going to think about it a little differently. Because I think in high school, I'd have a bad tournament, and then I'd be like, man, I'm playing terrible golf. And then they would kind of go on to the next tournament, the next tournament, the next tournament, and that still happens to this day. Sometimes you get in a funk, but it's just embracing it and understanding like, okay, just keep working hard. Maybe try what is going wrong. Why am I playing bad? Is it because I'm not working hard enough, or is it because I'm not doing the right things? I'm not working out hard, like working out well, or I'm not eating well. Because there's always something. Now it can be mental, and sometimes it is taking a small break from golf or taking a small break from working out. But understanding that failure is important, I think, has been one of the best lessons I've learned. And I
Hmm.
like at Cal, like my first year was the first semester was tough. Like I didn't really make the lineup very often. I think I made it twice, New York and Olympia Fields. And when you don't make the lineup, it's like kind of like, okay, this kind of sucks. Like, man, like am I not gonna make the lineup this entire year? Maybe I should redshirt. But like
Hmm.
I think as soon as you get your chance, you gotta take it. And I failed a lot my freshman year. And I am so grateful for all the failure that I faced.
Wow, man, that's awesome, Simon. Man, like for those that are listening, yeah, bad tournaments can be a segue to a lot of good to great golf moving forward, and I appreciate you sharing that, Simon.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Um, oh, okay. I guess along those lines, the 15-year-old Simon, you'd mentioned that, but what if you could go back in time 2 years ago? Or
2 years ago.
would anything be different
Mm. Like, so right after I transferred to BYU,
Yeah.
what would I tell myself? I mean, just truly enjoy things. Because I
Yeah.
think college golf is a special time. And I'm getting to like my senior year. And like even the small things, I'm like, man, I'm really gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss having 6:30 workouts with my teammates. Like I'm gonna miss studying with my friends until 12 at night at the library. Like all those little things are just so beautiful to me. And I'm
Mhm.
like, as I'm moving through this year, it's just like it's a little bit bittersweet to me just because have loved college golf. Like those are my best memories at Cal. Those are for sure my best memories at Cal, and then at BYU. Just as I'm getting close to graduation, it's gonna be bittersweet for me. But man, I'm just so
Mhm.
grateful for everything.
Man, really down to earth response there. Those that are playing college golf right now and watching, as Simon said, enjoy your time and enjoy those early morning wake up calls for workouts, or
Yeah,
at 5:30 a.m. clock to play 36 holes.
yeah,
Enjoy it.
yeah, for sure.
um, I mean, Simon, you've really made a lot of progress. Is there one or two on course games or drills that you might be able to
Mhm.
share with the audience that they might enjoy hearing from you?
I mean, I remember one drill Peter Ireland he shared was you just set up like six tees ranging from like 8 to 20 feet, and then you set up like a circle that's like 2 feet surrounding the hole, and you just try to get if you hit it inside the circle to par, if you make it to one under, if you hit outside, that's one over. It's like a fun drill to do with your friends or your teammates or whoever, because it's just like you get to a certain number, you're kind of chasing each other. It's kind of fun, and it just kind of brings out competitive juices. Another one I like to do is just like a simple short putt drill, just but four tees surrounding the hole about 5 feet and just try to make 12 in a row. Nothing crazy, but you get pretty nervous on the last putt.
Oh man, I get nervous watching that last putt.
Yeah.
um, wow. What about anything on the range? Anything that you
Um,
enjoy doing?
the last year I've been really focusing on alignment. So I bought like a
Oh,
little alignment device called Tor Aim, I think, and I just kind of every day I kind of use it just to check things because I think alignment's kind of the most important thing when it comes to hitting
yeah,
balls. Just because if you're not aligned properly, you're probably not going to hit it too well, or if you're not aligned properly, you're going to make a weird swing adjustment in order to hit the ball straight. So
yeah. Hear that, Tour Aim? If you're watching this, Simon is free for an NIL
let me know.
signature.
I'm here
Good
for it.
promo there.
Uh,
um, final question, Simon. I don't want to keep you too long, especially if you're studying till midnight tonight. Well, you shared a lot of really um, insightful information for the audience. But if there's any closing advice you have out there for, I'll say junior golfers. We'll stick with
yeah,
junior golfers. What kind of closing advice would you have?
I mean, I've heard this like in my entire life, but you just got to love the game. I
Mm,
think over this last 2, 3 years is I've truly learned to love the game. Like I've always loved the game, but like it's been a different kind of love this last couple of years. Just it's easier when it's obviously easy to love the game when you're playing well. But when you can find a way to love the game, even when things aren't going well, and finding ways to enjoy it, I think that's just the most important thing. But I think that's anything in life. You can kind of tell yourself to love certain things. Like if you told yourself every day while you're on the golf course, I love this game, I love this game, I love this game, and you change the way you talk. Because I hear a lot, like I heard even when I was younger, I'd tell myself like, man, I hate this game, even though I didn't. I kind of say like, I hate this. Why am I even playing this sport? But like, if you were to, you could trick yourself. I think there's something like some psychologists like proved it. If you change the way you talk about things, you can kind of change the way you think about it, and honestly make it so you love the game. I think a lot of it is self-talk and self-belief and understanding, honestly, making yourself love the game.
yeah. Michael Weaver in the last episode said the same thing. He said, I'd rather go with someone who says I'm the best driver of the golf ball and he hits two balls out of bounds every time. He said
Yeah,
over time he'll go with that guy over someone that says like I'm not good at this game. I stink, but they have all the talent in the world. So there's kind of a common theme that you and
Yeah.
Michael are sharing, that the self-talk goes a long way. Goes a long way.
For sure.
So what's next up for you and your teammates? What's the fall schedule look like?
So we go to Gold Mountain in Washington. I think it's the Tyndall.
Okay.
Next week we leave Saturday, and then after that we play Blessings.
Oh,
yeah, that's a nasty golf course, but I'm excited.
You gotta love it there, Simon. You gotta
Yeah,
love
you gotta make your. That's a golf course you gotta prove to yourself that you love. That's a challenge of golf right there. So. And then I think we got an event in South Carolina, and then the Preserve, Cal Poly's event.
Oh, nice. That's a good schedule.
Yeah.
I do have one more question, Simon. So you guys are in Utah, so the ball travels differently. How do you adjust to, say, going to Washington or going to Arkansas? Like, how hard is it for you to adjust the distance control with not as much elevation?
So like before, like tomorrow, I'll go hit balls and like do some numbers and get everything dialed. But I'm honestly really used to it. I've been doing it like my entire life, so it's not like anything crazy to me. But like we'll bring quads on the golf course and we'll hit numbers just to check, and then I'll compare it to my numbers that I had on the range like tomorrow versus when we get there.
Yeah, gotcha.
So nothing crazy.
Sounds good, Simon. Wow, I really appreciate your time. A lot of great information that you've shared, and man, I should have my son watch this because we're just talking about his Spanish grade right now, and so I think he's got love Spanish, and he's got to tell
you got to prove it. Yeah, that's funny.
All right, Simon. Thanks so much. You take care, and really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. See ya.
See ya.